What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Happy late holiday, 3-day weekend. So it's nice and chilly here. It's about 10 degrees, foot a half of snow on the ground, and more coming tomorrow. So it's a winter wonderland. So let's take a look at the last 31 days. A lot of downward. We're just getting towards the end or the days that will start falling off where we were time away for the holiday. And yeah, so you can see we came back. Now, this is crazy. Well, let's look at just this month. So this is just January, and this is compared to the end of December. So of course we're going to be up. We're averaging almost 11 sales per day right now, which is pretty good, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? Okay, so right, you can look at our sales 9, 13, 14, 10, 10, 18, 3 today so far. So why 18 yesterday? I didn't do anything different, and then only 3 today. So hard to figure out eBay and predict what it's going to do. So my business partner was here for the weekend, and so we're just brainstorming, and I'm explaining because he hops on and does drafts. He understands the basics, but um, obviously not as much as I do because I work in the business every day for the last 3 years. So I'm just explaining to him, and I'm like, dude, this unpredictability. We have 5,300 items or 5,200 items in our store, and we're averaging 10 sales a day. Like that's not right. That's way too many items to only be getting 10 sales a day. We're just, I I figured there would be a learning curve the first year or two, right? And then you just kind of by year 2 be in your groove and going the right way. And maybe I'm just a slow learner at this. I don't know, but we've obviously learned a lot of stuff in the last year, or I have. So now I feel like the direction is better. But still feels like, our store has a curse or there's something wrong with the algorithm, some coding in our store or something, or I've screwed up. Like I know there's bad items in there, but that's still, I wouldn't think, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it just seems like it's dragging the whole store down a lot. And I mentioned this before, I'm aware of it, but I don't know, maybe I'm just kind of got to the point where I'm like, this is pointless. Like it's going to take forever to dig out of this hole. So talking back and forth, and it's like, well, what can we do? This is depressing, right? Seeing these numbers going, I'm seeing people with 2,000 items in their store doing way better than I am. Hope I can hit 15K this month. And it's like, wow, so I'm not saying that necessarily, I mean, yeah, there could be something wrong with the coding. I don't know, but I don't know for sure that it's necessarily eBay. It could be me too. Like, I'm not trying to point fingers. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. And I also know that around the 3 to 4 month mark, your listings just go stale. They'll still sell, but they're not really showing up. So let's just take our store, right? We have 5,200 listings. Let's just say, I don't know, only 3,000 of them. Let's go half. Let's say we have 5,000 listings. 2,500 of them have been listed in the last month. That's probably not, our last 4 months. See, that's not even right. So if we were doing 20 a day, yeah, that could be. Wait. 2,400. Yeah, that could be. Because 20 a day is 600 a month. And 4 months would be 2,400. Yeah. So let's just say half was. Okay. So let me start over now. So let's just say we have 5,000 listings in the store. 2,500 of them have been listed in the last 4 months. And the other 25 are 4 months or older. So half of our store isn't getting sold, getting shown. So really, it's like I have 2,500 items because eBay says they don't suppress your listings, but they just don't show up until page 15 or whatever, right? So what's the point? They're not going to sell. Um, and then every now and then, for whatever reason, somehow, some way, yours will just show up, and then you'll have a listing that's a year old sell out of the blue, and you're like, okay, I guess we're okay. So there's a lot to it. No one fully understands it. So if you see anyone that says they fully understand it, they're lying because eBay doesn't give out exactly how the algorithm works. They give some tips and that's it. So, anyways, you can kind of see that like half your store is just gone, right? It's so far down in the listings that no one's ever going to see it and it's not going to sell very quickly, right? So it can sit there for years. So we said, well, what are we going to do? How are we going to combat this? Like, okay, so these crappy items, what if we have damage to our store? We don't want to take another 2,000 items out of the store, right? Because they're lower end items that don't have a fast sell through rate. So again, I could put them all for 99 cents and they would probably fly out the door. Um, and we would lose money on every single one of them. So we're not into that. Sell for about, I don't know, technically we paid $1 for these items. So you could probably sell them for like $4 and make, I don't know, $1? Probably. We'll say you made $1. So you could do something like that, right? Which isn't great. But again, if you have 2,000 items, that's $2,000 in your pocket, right? So that is another possibility. Um, but what we decided instead was let's open up a second eBay store and let's put only good stuff in there and see what happens. So we opened up an eBay store and we put only good stuff in there, right? Like not a ton. Because we were going back and forth. Like, I'm like, well, okay, we can do that, but again, it's just more money, right? So we have to be able to, like, I think you need to put X amount of items in there. Like, let's just say 50 items to have 50 items in your store. So to get some traffic. And then you just put like one or two a day. But we have to be careful because, right, we're not making a lot of money. So we have to make sure we really know our numbers. And so we're like, okay, let's do, I think we're thinking we'll do 100. We didn't really settle for sure. We said somewhere between 50 and 100. I think we can do 100, at least 50. We know we can do 50 for sure. So um, we have 40 items in there now, I believe. And I've just been putting 10 a day. And then I'll go down to like probably 2 a day. And we'll just see what happens. Now, here's the real encouraging thing. We only had 3 listings in our store for the first day. Or no, we had 10 listings. I'm sorry. We had 10 listings in our store. And we got 3 watchers. So I sent out 3 offers. So for people to even find my items with only a 10 item store that's not even a day old, it's pretty encouraging. So now it's what, 3 days old? Today's Tuesday. Yeah, 3 days old. We haven't sold anything yet, but we were only putting good items in there. And we're just going to see what happens. So I don't know. Hold on to your hats, I guess. I know you can be successful at eBay. A ton of people are doing it. And by successful, I mean at least 6 figures, right? And, you know, 6 figures gross sales and making net profit. I don't even know. A good number, you know, 60%, right? So people are making good money. They're not doing 100 grand in gross sales and only netting 10 grand in net profit. There's people that are doing really well. So I want to see, and I think this will be a great way to see, and it's going to probably take, I don't know, 2, 3 months maybe. I don't know how quickly I'm going to get a sale, but I want to see, excuse me, I want to see if I screwed up our store, our original store, by different things I've done with different changes, right? Because I've made a lot of changes. Um, and that's not something I want to keep doing. I'm trying to figure out what the heck's going on. And you could say, well, maybe your changes are hurting the store. Well, I think we've only made good changes. I shouldn't say only. There were a couple of changes I made that were bad, but I think lately we've only been making good changes to improve the store, not to hurt it. And so this isn't going to affect the main store at all, this change. We're just putting on a second store with only good items. So we'll have good items going in our original store and good items going in our second store. But the second store will only get like 2 items a day. So it's not going to take much work. 2 items a day is 60 a month. I can do I could do 60 in a day if I really just busted it out. But I'm not going to do that. But um so it's not going to take up a lot of time, but I think it's going to give me a ton of information because I mean all you can do really is work off of averages with your sales. And I don't know, maybe everyone's sales aren't like mine, but I've heard that this is kind of normal, the ups and downs, and then you get an average and you just work off averages. So yeah, I agree. I think that's the only way you can do it. I just, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I think I'm doing things right, and I think we're improving, but the fluctuations kill me. So, yeah, we're just gonna keep on working on this store. We're just gonna keep on getting rid of the bad items or lower end items, not adding any more of those. And then, excuse me, in the second store for our experiment, it's gonna be just straight good items. And I don't mean good like $50 items. I mean good like $20 items, right? And when I go to the thrift, I'm gonna be very picky. Um, we also did inventory. Now, this first shelf you can't see. We went through 3,000 items. Okay. We pulled out about 30 items weren't listed. I went through probably 900 items on Friday or Thursday. I can't remember. And 100 of them weren't listed. Now, that's not something that I did. I seriously think eBay has an issue where when they go to relist your items, they renew the listing every 30 days. I think some of them get terminated and there's a glitch in the matrix because there is no way I ended these listings and I know they were listed because I remember some of them. Now, what do they all have in common? I went through, these are all the oldest listings. So they've been renewed. I don't know, maybe I've had them 2 years. So they've been renewed 24 times. I'm just telling you, I think there's a glitch when your listings get old and they just disappear. I've had it happen multiple times. If it was one or two, I could say, all right, maybe that was me, or I ended it, or I thought I listed it and it just was a deleted draft, or whatever. But to have, 125 items out of almost 4,000. Well, I'm going off SKUs. There's 4,000. The ending SKU is 3,082 or something over here. But that's not really 3,082 items because a lot of sold. That's probably it's probably 15, 2,000 items. 100 of them not listed. 100. Yeah, it's probably 100. No, I'm sorry. This one was about 25. Anyways, just do inventory. I mean, our plan is to do it every quarter. um, which we can. It's not you with the two of us. One guy just reads off SKUs, and he reads off SKUs, and I just go through the boxes. And he doesn't live here, so now we can even do it over the phone, right? He can just sit on his computer and just be talking to me. But I recommend doing it once per quarter, and hopefully you don't have issues like I did. But I don't know. Sorry, I'm yawning. I'm really tired. That's the other thing. It's a pride thing, right? Because I've been doing this for 3 years and it's not working. I'm not getting anywhere. And so it takes a toll on you. It does get depressing. The mental aspect of the business I don't think it's talked about enough. It's, uh, it's tough, man. So, but now I feel better because we have this plan. And the plan is keep doing what we're doing in this store, not make any other changes, right? The new store only gets good stuff, and we'll see where we're at in March or April. Maybe we'll have an answer sooner than that. Maybe the new store will start doing better than this store. Or maybe they both pick up and then we have two really good stores and then we go, well, what do we do now? And we'll just keep both stores and um, push on. I don't know. I really don't have a lot else to say. It's just, it's really hard dealing with the algorithm sometimes. So, man, this experiment's going to give us a lot of info. Offer expired on a really good shirt right there. Um, it's going to give us some good info, and we'll just have to take that info and go. What's the next step? So if this doesn't work and this eBay store doesn't turn around, say by summer, we're going to have to make the decision to either go to another platform or start our own website. Or not do anything because I suck at this. Maybe I just don't know what the hell I'm doing, even though I'm following all the information I'm getting from the group. I don't know. Bad luck. I'm cursed. Cursed to do eBay. No, we'll see what happens. I mean, sometimes you just fail at things for whatever reason. And, what I would probably do is I would go to the guy that runs our group, Tech, and I would just have a heart to heart with him. Say, look, I'm either starting my own website, switching platforms or something, throwing in the towel. What am I doing wrong? And the thing that's funny is he could probably take a look, in probably 10 minutes, he'd probably give me a really good advice and just say, actually, you know what I would do? I would probably just go down to Florida and meet him, sit down with him, say, hey, buddy, here's what I got going on. Anyways, let's hope it doesn't come to that. I mean, I do want to meet him regardless of fail, success, I win the lottery. It doesn't matter. I'd like to meet the guy. So that's where we're at. That is where we're at. It's going to be an interesting ride. We're going to ride out the old Riken store, keep improving it, and just keep this other one gold standard. I don't know. See what happens. I'm not going to fail for lack of trying. I can tell you that. Because I really want this to work. I really don't like failing. But I know that it's part of life, part of business, and it really helps you learn. So I don't know. All right. That's enough. Time to get back to work. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Let me know if you have any thoughts, questions, whatever. And we'll see you in the next one. Take care.